Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am your football news host, Brandon. The Chiefs might be in real Super Bowl contention trouble if Frank Clark goes to prison. Perna. Clark has officially been charged, but this is actually for his first offseason arrest, also gun-related, but not his Uzi in my Lambo arrest, aka the greatest rap song of 2021. Uzi in my Lambo. Got caught with an Uzi in my Lambo. Skirted the law cause they couldn't see me in my camo. The officer was no Columbo. If they were any dumber, I would have called them Dumbo. Spraying bitches with my Uzi like my dick in a jacuzzi. Uh-oh, they pressing charges? Can I beat them like we beat the Chargers? Uh-oh, they're pressing charges? Should've left my Lambo in the garages. Today, I will discuss what this means for Frank Clark, as jail time could be a real possibility, as might be the case for Barkevious Mingo, who was arrested for indecency with a child. Former NFL criminal Greg Hardy was knocked the bug out, and we now know what the Washington Football Team name won't be. And this. I am a real American. Oh, yes! Sports news here on Good Sports. Hey, if you're in jail, making some room for Frank Clark, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Today's episode is sponsored by buyraycon.com/thatsgood, which will save you 15% off when you use my link below. Now, I've taken my wireless Raycons with me everywhere. Yes, I do leave my editing station from time to time, where I also use them. From New York City, to the desert, to the top of the mountains, all the way down to the industrial wastelands of North Denver, to the most American place I know, a bald eagle's nest. I even went to the future, where Raycon's 6 hours of playtime, array of color selection, and snug noise-isolating fit were unmatched. Raycon has a 45-day free return policy. That means you have until football preseason to test them out. So click my link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/thatsgood to get 15% off Raycon earbuds, which are already half the price of other premium earbuds. Alright, YouTube's forcing me to start this episode with a warning. So I will warn you right now. If you are a warm-blooded, full-fledged American football fan, make sure you have some tissues nearby. Because this Gardner Minshew clip may require a cleanup and aisle your pants after you watch. Fight for your life. Now, he posted that with Rick Derringer's Real American playing underneath the video, which I removed so I didn't get copyright dinged. But that was also Hulk Hogan's theme song. I am a real American. Until the Hulk dropped his own album, the very rare Hulk Hogan and the Wrestling Boot Band. His best song, Hulkamaniac, proves he's the only rapper on earth better than me. Can you feel the music? Can you feel the beat? You don't need drugs to move your feet. Aaron Rodgers' Watch 2021 continues. This is what an Aaron Rodgers throw looks like at altitude. Majestic, explosive, sublime. And Lake Tahoe isn't even a mile above sea level. Adam Rank, a very smart man, wants Rodgers in Denver. Cousin Sal wants Aaron Rodgers in Denver. I want Aaron Rodgers in Denver. Rodgers wants Rodgers in Denver. When he was interviewed about his plans in 2021, he said,
I'm going to enjoy the hell out of this week, and then I'm going to get back to working out and figure things out in a couple weeks. Thanks for your time, Aaron. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Figure things out in a couple weeks.
Now, I'm assuming figuring things out means figuring out where to live, who's going to move his stuff to Denver, and what channel Jeopardy is on here. Well, Aaron, since 2014, it's been on Fox's KDVR, channel 13 or 22. Now, the man who invented the Sybian has died. If that sentence means anything to you, you're a sick pervert. Rest in peace to the Steve Jobs of vaginal stimulation. Your memory will forever be carried on with every episode of The Howard Stern Show. Now on Friday, I dropped my XFL video, which covered the league announcing that it will relaunch in 2023 instead of 2022. And while The Rock did a nice job at pitching it like that was the plan the entire time, I believe the delay occurred because the XFL could not reach an agreement with the Canadian Football League. Just a day after that news broke, the CFL learned why you never say no to the fucking Scorpion King. He will curse your existence. As CFL football began team workouts last week, 4 players from the Saskatchewan Roughriders tore their Achilles tendons during a 6-minute stretch doing one workout, according to Pro Football Talk. After the first 2 guys go down, why continue with that drill, Canada? Even worse, 2 other players in the league also tore their Achilles the same day, proving, once and for all, Achilles would wither if he ever faced the Scorpion King in battle. Former top 10 pick Barkevious Mingo has been arrested on charges of indecency with a child. Not sure what to say about this other than this is a terrible thing. And honestly, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that he isn't the new Subway spokesman instead of Tom Brady. Now, the alleged incident took place 2 years ago on the 4th of July back in 2019 when Mingo invited a teenage family member and a friend to an amusement park and a go-kart complex, then bought them clothes from a Nike store before attempting to have intercourse with the victim that night. Mingo's lawyer has called the allegations completely baseless and motivated by money or some ulterior motive. Mingo was drafted 7th overall by the Cleveland Browns in 2013 and has played for a handful of teams, most recently the Falcons, who have already terminated his contract. Just a stark reminder of how bad the Browns were at drafting until the last 3 to 4 years. New Ravens guard Kevin Zeitler was trolled by his wife, who released a video of him practicing pass sets while she was in labor. You have to love this kind of dedication. I could also tell this was not Kevin's first child. That's a man who knows the drill of waiting for your wife to bring a child into the world. As someone who did that very thing for the first time last August, I can confirm. Because as a first-timer, I was a complete mess. Far more stressed out than my wife. Now, Washington team president Jason Wright confirmed that the Washington football team will be rebranded in 2022, but also revealed that one name they will not be going with is the Washington Warriors. Wright said, after watching the way this team has played for the last 20 years, I can't in good conscience call this team the Warriors. That would be offensive to any warrior who actually won in battle, something we have done very little of, and not representative of who we are as a team or the culture here. That's why my top choice right now is the Washington Sexual Harassers, or the Washington Napoleon Complexes. Subtitled, Why You Should Never Allow a Short Man to Acquire Wealth and Power. I think most football fans have forgotten about Greg Hardy. They've forgotten that he was a horrible domestic abuser. Not even one of the good ones like Emma Roberts or Stacey Dash. But where do NFL players who have committed domestic violence go after they've been caught? Yes, the Kansas City Chiefs, but if that is not an option, why not legally hit people in the UFC? That's where we got to see satisfaction delivered when Tai Tuivasa knocked Greg Hardy out cold. Justice served, and Twitter unanimously loved seeing it. I want to remind everyone of another deplorable Greg you've forgotten. This is for old school clip seekers and fans of British comedy. I'm talking about old Greg from the Mighty Boosh.
You ever drunk Baileys from a shoe?
What?
You wanna come to a club where people wee on each other?
No.
I'm gonna hurt you.
Excuse me?
I like you.
You know who has also drunk Baileys from a shoe? Tuivasa. Tuivasa. That's how you defeat old Craig. All right, the big story. Frank Clark has officially been charged with a felony possession of an assault weapon, but not for being pulled over with an Uzi in his Lamborghini. I reported on the Uzi in the Lambo incident back on June 22nd, but these charges are for his arrest from March, which were for Clark having a loaded rifle and handgun in his car. Now, if he were pulled over in, say, the state of Texas and not California, he still would have been arrested, but for not having enough guns in his car. These charges could carry a sentence, though, of up to 3 years, which is probably the amount of years the Chiefs have already extended him after hearing the news. Either that, or this is just a clever way for Brett Veach to manipulate the salary cap once again. More troubling is if Frank Clark is also charged with the Uzi in the Lambo. At the very least, Clark is looking at a lengthy NFL suspension, quite possibly 8 games to a full season, and at the most, an extended stay in prison. Or even worse, depending on how bad Frank's lawyers are, an extended stay with the Texans. News of these charges are significant, though. At least, if you have a rifle and a handgun in your car, you can claim that you were on your way to go hunting. But if law enforcement or Judge Judy, whoever the hell is in charge in Hollyweird, decided that first story wasn't believable, how will having an Uzi in your Lambo belonging to his security team hold any weight? Probably the same way Conor McGregor's ankle holds weight. Another issue that could factor into how this plays out is his college history, where he was arrested for domestic battery, eventually pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct for that charge, and then bizarrely pled guilty to felony home invasion charges after he stole a laptop from some dude on his dorm floor. That one seems excessive, as that's what we used to call pranks. Now, I mention those because I think they will factor into his sentencing if either of these charges do get that far. I'm not sure what's dumber, driving around LA with an Uzi in your SUV Lambo after getting arrested for a near identical offense less than 3 months prior, or spending $220,000 on a Lambo SUV. Frank, my mom drives one of those. It's called a Chevy Blazer and it barely costs 30 grand. Your $35,000 bail cost more than her sick-ass Chevy. And the Blazer actually comes equipped with hiding spots for Uzis. Just ask my mom. Mom with an Uzi, don't come at her when she boozy. Dropped her neighbor Susie, had an affair with hockey player Todd Bertuzzi. She living that Blazer life, loosey-goosey. Never been caught cause her wheel hand be juicy, 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 juicy. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube for more shit-tastic episodes of NFL news. Shh, don't let her fool you. She anything but bougie. She keep her bush light cold with a koozie.